Hey Dosers, my name is Sarah. I'm from the Fallbrook campus, and with the Women's Conference coming up, we are taking time to look at some of the incredible women of the Bible, and I am so excited because today we're getting into one of my favorite interactions between Jesus and women, and it comes from the book of John, chapter 4. Now, this is a pretty well-known passage. It's of Jesus and the Samaritan woman at the well. It goes something like this. As Jesus traveled through Samaria, he stopped at a well and asked a Samaritan woman for a drink. Surprised, she says, "How is it that you, a Jew, ask me for a drink?" Okay, pause. Already there is so much happening in this passage. First of all, the fact that this woman is alone in the middle of the day at the well would lead us to believe that she's probably a woman that has been outcast from her community, a woman of great shame. Two, Jesus is a Jew, and the Jews hated the Samaritans. It was like a 700-year-old beef. And third, Jesus is a rabbi, and it was widely considered inappropriate for a rabbi to address a woman in public. But despite all that, Jesus sees her, and he decides to bridge the gap by asking for a drink. Let's continue. Jesus replies, "If you knew the gift of God, you would have asked him for living water." She asked how he can give her water, and Jesus explains, "Whoever drinks the water I give will never thirst." And there it is, the invitation, the gift to the thirsty, living water. It is a representation of the salvation and newness of life that can only be available to us through Jesus, the only one who satisfies the thirst of our souls. And this woman, intrigued, asks Jesus for this water. But this is where the conversation takes kind of a weird turn. Jesus asks her, "Well, go get your husband and come back." "Well, I don't have a husband." "That's true. You've had 5 husbands, and the one you're with now isn't your husband." Oof. You know, this is kind of where we get stuck in this passage. We focus on this woman's history, her past indiscretions, and her supposed sins, but that's not the point of this passage. This is all about Jesus's abundance, not the lack of this woman. You see, Jesus doesn't name her sin, he names her shame. For this woman to receive living water, he has to meet her in her darkest place and name the thing that's keeping her from getting to the source. So Jesus reveals her greatest shame and does not condemn her for it, but offers her something different, something better, new life in him, and he does the same for us. And when confronted with her greatest shame, she starts to see who Jesus really is. And it is then that Jesus chooses her, a broken Samaritan woman, to be the first person he reveals his true identity to, that he is the promised Messiah that she has been waiting for. So Jesus doesn't just offer her living water. He lifts her out of her shame and restores her honor, transforming her life. And you know what her response is? She drops everything. She leaves her water pot behind. She runs into the city and she tells everyone what had happened. And this is why I love this passage so much. Not because of what it tells us about the woman, but what it reveals to us about who Jesus really is. That he reaches for the broken, that he is living water for the thirsty, that he is honor to the ashamed and salvation to the lost. You cannot meet Jesus and walk away unscathed. He always meets us where we're at, but he never leaves us there. This Samaritan woman had an encounter with the living God and was transformed by his work in her life, and she went and told everyone about it. And because of her, her whole town got to know who Jesus really was too. So if you have been transformed by the living God, then go and tell. Go and tell everyone what he has done for you. Thank you for joining us today, and we'll see you next time.
Thanks for joining us for this Daily Dose. We would love to be able to hear other topics you would like us to cover. Put them in the comments below, and remember, like and subscribe.